Hi, this is Esther with Discover Your Origins. This is a Research with Me video, and we're working on the Essary family descendants. And in this video, we're going to look at William C Essary. He is the sibling of Maddie Elizabeth Essary and Sarah N Essary, who we've looked at previously. You can see them here in the family group. And William C Essary is the son of Samuel Jackson Essary and Sarah Meigs. So I haven't really looked at William ahead of time, so I'm not really sure what we'll see here. So let's dive in. And I think I'm going to start on FamilySearch. I don't have any record hints for whatever reason on Ancestry. It looks like I might need to update his name. I think Willie is probably the name he had. Yes, he had in the 1880 census. And then let's look at and even in his social security. So we'll need to look at his name, but it probably is William, and Willie's a nickname. And we've got a complete birth date here, and that is from the social security record, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yes. Okay, so we're going to update that information over here on FamilySearch because we don't have that. Let's just double check and see. Oh, here is that Social Security pneumadent file with the birth date and place. So, all right, let's jump over here and let's update that information. All right, and Walker County is where we think he's probably born. All right, so that's updated. So let's now save that. All right, and let's look at the death date. That comes from Alabama Deaths, which we can't see the actual death certificate because that's on FamilySearch, and you have to go to a FamilySearch center to see it. Looks like it did mention his wife Vera, so we'll look at that. Oh, let's update this. I always like to standardize birth and death dates and places when I can to all be consistent. All right. Okay, perfect. So we've got 11 sources, which is great. I think a lot of these are census records. Okay, we've got every census record for him, so that's good. And then there's the pneumadent file. And then for his death, all we have is his death certificate. All right, so we don't have a find a grave memorial, so that would be good to find. Let's look at his family. So we've got Ethelona Hager. We don't have a complete marriage date. And then Vera Phillips. So let's see if we can't find some marriage records for him. So to do that, I'm going to just go to search records. All right, so we're going to go to Alabama marriages. And we've got 3 record collections here. I'm going to start with this one. This is one I've had more success with. So let's go in and we're going to look for William Essary. And let's just see what we find. Okay, no luck there. Maybe we should try Willie because he did go by Willie. So let's try that. All right. Let's try one of the other marriage record collections. No results for that one. Okay, I think there was one other collection. It's interesting. Would have expected to see a marriage record. So, oh, okay. There's W.C. Essary, A.R. Griffin. 1899 in Hale. All right, we don't have any parents for Vera, so it'd be nice to find her parents. Okay, she was previously married to Newton Key. There's a bunch of kids there. All right. No Griffin, though. So could he have had a third wife? Let's go look at this picture. Hale County isn't the right county, so there could be another W.C. Essary out there. All right, let's look and see. All right, W.C. Essary. Well, there's not enough information here to know for sure that this is the same W.C. Essary. So we may have to just leave that hanging, but let's go back to the search results. Okay, here's a W.C. Essary. I'm going to go back to that first collection again. Because maybe he signed with W.C. Essary. Oh, just that one marriage to A.R. Griffin. Interesting. Okay, so we have not been able to find any marriage records for him. And he just has the one daughter. And let's see, she's got 13 source records. So if he had just the one daughter, they married about 1896 is what this says, probably based off estimates from the census. And we can go look at the 1900 census to see. The 1900 and the 1910 census can be used to estimate marriage years. And so it's always a good tip if you need to look. So let's see if we can find him. All right. William C. Essary and Lania. That's got to be that wife. Here's the estimated birth years. One child, no living. So we've got a missing child. And this column here, number of years married. So that's the estimate for that marriage right here. And they're living next to another Essary, John Jackson, which we're going to look at in a later video. And there's his father. So what do you know? We've got Samuel Jackson Essary with his wife Sarah. Oh, look, Sarah had 14 children, 12 living. John Jackson, who's the son of Samuel, and then William. They're all living next to each other. So, and I would bet they're all probably involved in farming. So let's see, farmer, farmer, farmer. Yep. All right, so we've got a missing child here that's deceased that would have been born between 1896 and 1900. And then they had that second daughter. All right, let's go back. You can add children that are unknown to FamilySearch. You will get a warning that says that you need to assign a gender and that kind of thing. Ephelona. So yeah, that's a match. So how you do that is you click on Add Child, and FamilySearch does not like first name that is just child or infant or unknown. So just leave that blank and just go to the last name and put in the last name of Essary. We don't know the gender. The child is deceased. The birth date is going to be between 1896 to 1900. All right. And the death date is going to be from 1896 to 1900. So I'm just going to copy that and put that in there. All right. And then we'll just say next. And we'll create the person. And I find it helpful to go to that person's profile here and just add an alert note. See here, you're getting a warning. And just add a note that says this is a child based off the 1900 census. So we'll just hit save, and that adds that note. Oh, if you want to make that an alert note, which is something that you can do now, you could put a little check mark in that box. All right, so that just puts up here so that alerts somebody to go and read the notes and why this is the way it is. But that accounts for all of this family's children, at least that I've seen so far. So let's keep going. All right, I'm going to update my ancestry tree here and see if I can't get some more record hints. So let's update this. So this is going to be Walker County. So let's get that. And we'll put in the death date. Now, oh, and let's update the name too. Let's just double check records here. Willie, William, Willie. Looks like he mostly went by Willie. So what you could do is add an alternate name. So let's see here. Also known as. And you could do that on FamilySearch as well. So let's add an alternate name. Willie and William is close enough that FamilySearch will provide you the hints. But I'm just going to go ahead and add that. Okay. Back to Ancestry. I'm going to just refresh the page, see if we get any automatic hints. No automatic hints. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just hit search. We should see a World War I and World War II draft card. Okay, here is Alabama deaths. So let's add that. And I'm just going to go through and do a bunch of searching. So I'll probably just fast forward and add some more records. And if I see anything interesting, we'll come back and we'll take a look. So we'll be right back. Okay, it took a little bit, but Ancestry finally caught up and provided some automatic hints. So we'll just scan through those and just look and see if there's anything that's maybe a little bit different. Okay, we've got Vera in 1930. So he and Vera married before 1930, which would mean that Ephelona, okay, she died in 1924. So that makes sense. They would be married in 1930. And let's just take a look at that one. Here we go. So it's just Willie and Vera, 56 and 42 years old, age at first marriage. Okay, so 52 and 38. So we could estimate the marriage, and those ages at first marriage refer to their second marriage for Willie and Vera. So they've only been married about 4 years. So married in 1926, about 1926. And let's see, is he still farming on a general farm? Let's see, Vera's born in Texas. All right. Okay, so I will go through and add these census records later. Okay, so it's just census record hints, which is fine. I'm trying to see if there's a World War I and World War II, and I'm hoping that Ancestry will just suggest it to me. I may have to go dig around for it. Okay, this family tree is suggesting that his middle name is Calloway, which there are other members of the family that have that as middle name. So we'll just keep looking. Okay, so we got record hint. All right, I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at that public member tree. I don't know if I'll show it on camera, but I'm going to look at it and see if they have any other source records that could be useful. So I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and I didn't find any other sources just by doing random searches. And so this is probably a lesson in which you need to do targeted searches if you're wanting to fill out a person's story a little bit more. My primary purpose, though, is to get it just enough records to show the connections, but I'm just trying to identify the descendants. And so I don't know if I will spend the time to go and look for additional records. I'm going to do a little bit of searching here on FamilySearch and see if I can get some more records, and then we'll just see what to do next. All right, here we go. Oh, here's the Find a Grave Memorial. So we'll get that attached to, I did find that on Ancestry, so I already know that this one is a match because I've looked at it already. Okay, so I'm not finding anything else right off. I could probably do a bit more digging and see, but let's go and look. All right. Okay, a couple more records which may be worth looking for. There was that Social Security Numident file that was found for him, so that means that he did apply for Social Security. And usually a Social Security application will include parent names and other information, and so it may be worth requesting a copy of that. You can do that through the National Archives. And I'm not going to probably worry about that too much here. We do have this main Numident file, which has got the more critical information, but just having that additional evidence for the parental relationships and everything would be good. But I'm going to leave that for the more closely related family here if they want to pursue that. Okay, so here we are with William C. or Willie C Essary, and we did some looking and cleaned up his profile on FamilySearch and added to my tree on Ancestry. And you can see that we started with a high quality score. And once again, a high quality score does not mean correct or complete. And so it's good that the data matches the records that have been attached, but it's always worth double checking. And as you can see, we added some missing information, and we also cleaned up a few other things. We've got a missing child and a missing marriage date here that was based off the 1930 U.S. Census when we were looking at that. So let's just tell his story. Willie C Essary was born about 1871 to Samuel Jackson Essary and Sarah Meigs. He was one of 13 children. He married first Ephelona Hager about 1896. He had 2 children. His first child died as a baby, and then his second child was born in 1905, a daughter. And then his wife died, Ephelona died in 1924, and he remarried to Vera in 1926. And William C. Essary lived until 1959, and he died in Tuscaloosa, and that's where he was buried. So I hope that his family will come by this profile at some point and fill in some more details, because we'd sure like to know more about William or Willie. The next steps, which we're running out of time on this video, would be to look at Ephelona and Vera. And so maybe for the next video, we'll look at Vera and see if we can't identify her parents and connect her to her parents in FamilySearch. So I hope that was helpful. It's always worth double checking the information in FamilySearch and cleaning those profiles up. And as you're identifying people for your tree and adding them to your tree, it's always good to clean things up in a shared tree like this. I hope that was helpful. We'll see you next time.